Welcome to Lynx TV. Check, check. Welcome to Lynx TV. I'm Ken McEwen along with Bob Arnold, our color commentator this evening. And we are live here on actually a Saturday evening. Now, Bob, I almost said Friday, right? I'm joking. We're going right back to a couple weeks ago. It is a Friday evening, and it is homecoming here in Brandon, South Dakota. Welcome, Bob.
Hey, it's great to be here. This is my first time this year, Ken.
Yeah.
I got to get in the swing of things. So you got the advantage. You got one game in, a home game, but glad to be back.
Absolutely. As Bob had to take a night off from calling the Pigskin Classic a couple weeks ago, as your Lynx were victorious in that ball game. Lynx walking into this evening, homecoming 2025. They are 3-0 on the season with a road win last Saturday, and I think that's why we were talking about Saturday, right? I was at McInerney Field.
Oh.
Yeah, my son and I, and what a ball game as the Lynx were victorious on kind of their special evening, O'Gorman's special evening, 43-15. Tonight walks in the Roosevelt Rough Riders from Sioux Falls in the Metro Conference, and they are 0-3. Their last ball game was a home loss to Sioux Falls Lincoln, 55-7. Right now in the standings, there's a log jam of two teams right at the top. You got Lincoln, right?
Yep.
The poll says number one. They're 3-0.
Yep.
The poll says number two is the Lynx.
Yep.
They're 3-0.
Yes.
I think it's 1A and 1A.
Don't forget, there is another undefeated team
Absolutely.
yet this season.
I was going to let you say that.
And out at Howard Wood Field, those two teams are playing right now.
Right, and that's what I was going to say is as we go into this evening, there's going to be possibly two teams that are still undefeated. Okay, we know that one of those undefeated teams is going to have a loss.
Well, they have to because they're playing each other.
Absolutely.
And I tell you what, Ken, just to kind of give you an idea of what that game is looking like at Howard Wood, with 11 minutes to go still in the second quarter, there's been 4 touchdowns scored. It's 14-14.
Wow.
So that's going to be who can score the most, and can you stop the other team's offense for a series or two? Because it sounds like that could be a big one. So.
Absolutely. So we walk into this ball game. We'll talk about stats. We'll talk about things as homecoming is always a special evening for the students, the whole city, right? So the last 2 home games has been the Pigskin Classic, which was a huge day on a Saturday, and that evening when the Lynx were victorious also. But this evening on homecoming, when you have all the special events, especially during the school day, right? And then afterwards, you got the game, and then I believe there's probably a dance. That's pretty typical for high schools, right? As we move forward. But you can see on the field right now, we're going to have our national anthem. And welcome back to Lynx TV, as that was our national anthem. Homecoming 2025, Roosevelt Rough Riders in town here in Brandon. You see the fireworks going off to the right of your screen. And your Lynx, 3-0, walking into this ball game. We're going to go over our Lynx TV sponsors real quick, because they are the reason that we are able to bring this to you live on Lynx Channel 226, Alliance Communications, and Lynx TV around the world.
All right, our Lynx All-American sponsors are Alliance Communications, Aspen Ridge, Coca-Cola Bottling Chesterman Company, Midco Communications, Sanford Health, and Sioux Valley Energy. Our MVP sponsors are First Dakota National Bank, Rogers Plumbing and Heating, Sanford Health in Brandon, and Sanford Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. And our Lynx champion sponsors are Alliance Communications, American Family Insurance, Josh Koob Agency, Arrowhead Automotive, Axiom Construction Group, Brandon Ace Hardware, Brandon Lumber Company, Bering and Grunig Heating and Air Conditioning, Heartland Funeral Home, Horizon Pet Care, Quickstar, Northwest Tire, Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital, Sunshine Food Stores, and today's Family Dentistry. Folks, if you're out there, you're close to one of these businesses, go in and tell them, hey, thanks for sponsoring it and putting Lynx TV on the TV so that we can get these games when we can't get to the games ourselves.
Absolutely. Way to put it, Bob, as they are the reason we're able to bring this live to you on Channel 226 on Alliance Communications and around the world on Lynx TV YouTube. Captains are out on the center of the field, as you can see. Lynx walking into this one 3-0. Homecoming night. The Roosevelt Rough Riders are 0-3. It could be a trap game, really, Bob, as we move forward. And we'll bring your starting lineups here in a little bit, as homecoming always takes a little bit longer in the beginning. We'll walk through the starters this evening when we have a moment to pause. You can see that the Lynx are going to receive here, as number 2 for the Lynx is going to be Maddox Mueller, and Pudwell, number 17, back deep for the Lynx. Kicking for the Rough Riders, it does look like they are going to go with
number 43, and that is Carter Meckelberg.
Meckelberg is number 43. He will do the kicking this evening, right to left to start this one. Lynx want to put their offense right on the board, right? It's been a high-powered offense. We've seen a lot of things on the ground, Bob, and it all starts on the ground with number 31, Veskerna.
It is, absolutely, and what a way to wear down your opponents when you know a run's coming, and they still get 7 or 8 or 9, 10 yards, and they just push you down the field. Where do they get that from? They get it from their offensive line, who just knows how to block, folks.
One of the best offensive lines, if not the best offensive line in the state of South Dakota. Pudwell takes it about at the 7. He's going to go upfield. He's got an opening. He's going to break open up to the left. He's crossing the 50, looking for more yards. He's going to be down across the 50 on a big return on special teams. That's number 17, the senior Pudwell. First down and 10. Your Lynx are going to be at about the 41-yard line. We're looking at the chains right now. You can see it on the far end. Great start to this one.
Yeah, it looks like number 30, Daquan Poorbear, knocked him out of bounds. But what a good return. That just gives you some adrenaline right out of the gate to pump up the offensive line to open some holes.
Pistol formation as Knutson, your quarterback. He's a senior also. Now he's got a heavy formation to his right. Empty package right away to Veld, the fullback. And that's going to be a gain of about 8 yards. That's where they're going to mark it, 8 yards. So it's going to be a second down. Well, actually 9 yards. It's going to be a second down and 1 from right there.
Yeah, it looks like Turner O'Brien on the tackle, but if they wouldn't have tackled him and brought him down there, he would have been still running.
Absolutely. I like the play call right out of the beginning for the Lynx. You traditionally they don't go empty package, and they traditionally don't go to their fullback. Veskerna is going to follow that fullback on a second down and 1. It is a first down, the first down of this one in this ball game and for the Lynx as they move across the 30, first down and 10 from the 29.
Yeah, number 34, Knight on the tackle. But they got a first down, and, again, you just kind of wear on that defense. You just keep punching them in the mouth as you're going down the field. And, in that first play, they were set up to stop the run. That's why that swing pass out here was basically like a run, but it gets them away from the offensive or the defensive line.
They really don't have a too high safety. Let's see if the Lynx do try to capitalize on that. We do have a false start, the first penalty on this one. It'll drive the Lynx back 5 yards. It'll be first down and 15 from the 34 now, as the Lynx open up on two really good plays in the beginning there, as Veld catches that swing pass, kind of a screen pass from Knutson. I almost said the Roosevelt quarterback, but they're not on the field yet, Bob.
Well, not yet. At some time there will be tonight, though.
Motion. Dowd. Veshkernov from Knutson. He's breaking loose. He goes across the 30, gains a chunky yards there, as we do have a Rough Rider down in the backfield, and he gets up. It's going to be a second down in about 6, maybe 7. They're going to call it 2nd and 7, right at the 26, 10 minutes to go, first quarter, as we opened up the opening kickoff as Pudwell with a big return across a 50. Knutson pitches it, kind of a zoom pass, and that's going to go to Blumgren, the wide receiver. We saw a lot of that last year, Bob, and that was to Delaney.
Yep. There's a younger Delaney that was on the field there. Tristan came in on that particular series. So looks like we've got about third down and about 4. That does not necessarily take out the run here, because their running game is about as good as most people's pass game.
Third down 3, third down 4. We'll call it 3 here from the 23. Just over 9 minutes, first quarter. That's going to be Knutson along with Veld and Veshkernov right behind him. Direct snap to Veshkernov. He gains a first down and more as he follows Hudson Parliament, the left guard that has committed to the University of Iowa, the Hawkeyes, to play football next year. That's a good place to go if you want to pick up a first down, Bob.
And it is, and they do know a little something about offensive linemen and putting those offensive linemen in the NFL.
Absolutely, as that's a first down. That's going to be the second first down of this drive for the Lynx. Knutson, pistol formation. Veshkernov, he's got a tight package to his right with Dowd, Veld, and Mueller. There's a rollout, second catch by Veld, and he is down to the 1 as our hot receiver right now is our fullback.
And you know what, though? Why? Because they're concentrating so much on the run game and their other receivers. He's wide open in the flat, and it's a very low-risk pass.
First down and goal from the 1. As it's been all Lynx so far in this drive. They haven't kept anything off the pedal there except for one false start. There's going to be Knutson. He's got Veld directly with him. They're going to hand it off to Veld. Does he get in? No, he's going to be stopped just short, as it's going to be second and goal from the half-inch line.
Yeah, he got 2 feet and about 4 inches on that one, and he needed 3.
I like that they're rewarding Veld here, right? Veld does a lot of what we call the dirty work, the unsung hero in that backfield, and they're really rewarding him on this drive, and I love it. As it's going to be second and goal, 7:20 to go, first quarter. And same formation, Veld is right to Knutson's right. And I believe we're going to have a false start. Second false start, second penalty on this drive. It's going to drive the Lynx back 5 yards. It's going to be second and goal from the 6.
Yeah, it's now, again, doesn't necessarily mean that they aren't going to run it up the gut, because that's where they run it. The other teams know it's coming, and they still manage to be very successful.
Blomgren to your left of your screen. That's the receiver, number 11. As there's two now fullbacks, is going to be Dowd. Veshkerna bounces out to the left. He's going to try to find the end zone. Does he? No, he's going to be down right at the 1, but he does gain all that yardage back on that penalty. Basically, it's going to be a 3rd down and goal from the 1-ish.
You know, they stopped it up the middle. They stopped that penetration. He was smart enough to bounce to the outside and take what was given to him, but he's just a hard-nosed runner. Just because you get your hands on him doesn't mean you're going to bring him down.
Right. Knutson. Pistol formation. Veld, Veshkerna in the backfield with him. They're going to give it to Veld, and he is stopped short as a linebacker came in real quick. That was number 44 for the Rough Riders. Turner O'Brien with a great tackle. Stops Veshkerna just short. 4th down. People ask, do we want to take points? No. You want to take points, but you want to go get that 6 right now because it's been a great drive. What's really stalled the offense a little bit, just a tiny bit, was 2 penalties. Now, Knutson motions his 2 tight ends from left to right. Direct snap. Veshkerna finds the end zone. Touchdown, Lynx.
And again, he had to pick his way through there, but he found just enough space to get in there, which was excellent running on his part.
Veshkerna had a big game over in Sioux Falls last Saturday, as I believe he had 4 touchdowns in the first 3 quarters of that ball game. It's been a lot of Veshkerna this season, and he finds the end zone with great blocking up front. Mitzel.
Nope, this one's Condon.
It's going to be Condon now. Direct snap to him, a left-handed throw. Is it good? It is not. His intended receiver, and that receiver is hurt. It looks like Blomgren has a little trick play there. No, it was actually, let me try to read the numbers on that.
Number 42, Makai
Zocker, as that was not a botched snap. That was a direct, they were going to it.
It was, because he was running a pattern.
So early in this one, Lynx capitalize on a great return from Pudwell on that opening kick. Great field position. We saw a lot of Veld in that one, right? Number 7, our fullback, early and often, and then we saw Veshkerna early and often also. It was all backfield, but it was really started up with the guys up front.
You know, and you can say that Veld stuff, that was pass, Ken. What are you talking about? Well, It is a glorified run because it was wide open just off the deals in a very low-risk pass. Might as well have been a run.
Absolutely. Mitzel is on to kick now for the Lynx, dropping back deep. For the Rough Riders is going to be Breidenbach. And let me see if I can see that number over there. Is number 15, I believe. We'll get the number here in a moment.
15 it is.
Breidenbach.
Nope, he's fumbling it.
It is a great special teams tackle right there on the 10. We'll get the number here. I believe
Pudwell.
It's going to be Pudwell. Pudwell coming up huge on special teams so far. Rough Riders are going to start their first possession in this one directly at, I thought it was a 10. They're going to move it up to the 12, maybe 11 and a half.
It's homecoming. We've got to give them a little extra.
A little bit.
A little extra space. One time. That's it. One time.
Absolutely. Lynx defense coming into this ball game, they gave up 15 points to a pretty good scoring offense over in Sioux Falls on Saturday. O'Gorman, they've been really, really, really good inside the red zone. That's your Lynx. Workmeister, your quarterback for the Rough Riders. He's going to motion number 44, O'Brien. And he does give it to O'Brien. O'Brien was huge on defense on trying to stop the Lynx. as they try to capitalize on that. That's going to be a pickup of about 5, maybe 6 yards. Brings up it's going to be 7 yards. 2nd and 3 from the 19.
Gage Mandry that was on the tackle there, but not before a 7-yard gain.
That's going to be Workmeister. He's got his running back, number 43, or excuse me, that's going to be O'Brien. And they are going to give it to number 48, I believe.
That's right, and it was brought down by Miles Foken and Dylan Williams. But they got enough for a first down there, Ken.
And number 48 for the Rough Riders.
Judson Anoski. He plays a little bit both ways.
As now number 18, Winters in the backfield along with Workmeister. He's got 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. He does give it to O'Brien. It's been a lot of O'Brien in this one as the Rough Riders picked up that first down. And on this first down, they pick up nothing as your Lynx defense is right there to stop him. 2nd down and 10 from the 22.
Yeah, Brighton Stroh on the nice trip up. He did not let him get to the outside and break contain there. That was a good job on the defensive secondary for the Lynx.
Winter right behind Workmeister. He also has a double wing T set. We've seen that before. I've seen that a long time ago, this type of offense. And there's a fumble, and that can happen.
Lynx are on the bottom of the stack.
That can happen,
They got
Bob. That can happen big time as there's a lot of motion back there on that wing.
A lot of
two
misdirection.
wings, right? Yep, and that was a fumble. Big play as the Lynx capitalize on a misdirection mishap in the backfield for the Rough Riders. Lynx ball, and they're already in the red zone.
That was just a good. They helped us out there a little bit by doing a little misdirection. They got a fumble, but more importantly, we were aware enough to get on the ball and get it so that the Lynx can try to get another touchdown here.
Knutson, he goes to his big tight end Dowd. Dowd had a touchdown last week right up the seam, and that's going to be a catch of about 2, maybe 3 yards. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 7 from the 14. 3-yard gain by Dowd. Dowd had a big play in that early kind of 3rd, 4th quarter last week as a big throw by Knutson to Dowd right up the seam. Touchdown. Knutson, empty package. We've seen this now twice. We don't see it a lot from the Lynx, but that's Knutson. He drives it. He throws it. He finds Dowd on the 2nd pass of this drive. Dowd 2 for 2. The biggest one is right there. Touchdown.
And he used his body, Ken, to shield off the defender and give the Knutson a nice throwing lane on that particular pass.
Dowd, 2 touchdowns in last 2 games. I was wondering, in the first couple games, he wasn't really used in the offense. We saw that on the Pigskin Classic. He didn't have a catch, but he's been prevalent to the passing game. We know what he does in the run game with blocking from that tight end position. Lynx are going to go for 2. They're up 12-0 on that touchdown pass from Knutson to Dowd. They motion Mueller right to left. Knutson taking his time. Play action. Overshoots Mueller. Lynx are now 0 for 2 on conversions for 2-point conversions in this one. Lynx up 12-0. 3:19 to go, first quarter.
That was a pretty hot throw there and just a little bit high. But you know what? If there's some benefit to, like the last time they did an extra point and they'd run those plays, it gets stuff on film and gives the teams that they're going to be playing into the future just more to think about. More to try to prepare.
The hardest person to cover, I'm telling you, in offenses from a defensive coordinator position is a tight end. Because if you have a really good pass-catching tight end that can move, right, and he can get down the field, he's got some wheels, it's super, super hard to cover because you may have to bring over a safety. Well, that takes it away from deep or in the box. or an outside linebacker, and you better have a pretty special outside linebacker to cover Dowd.
Especially if they got a little bit of athleticism to them.
Right.
So back deep for the Rough Riders is number 5, Breidenbach. And number 15 is Sioux.
Sioux, Breidenbach back deep. Mitzel to kick. And it's a booming kick. He's going to drive it all the way down to the 4. Breidenbach is going to take it out there. He's going to be stopped at about the 21-yard line. The Rough Riders starting their second possession of this first quarter. As their last possession, there was a fumble. And like we talked about, with so much motion going on, they tried that option out to their left, and it was just a botched snap. It's a little bit cooler tonight. We had a little bit of rain. The turf's maybe a little bit wet, right? So you may have a little bit of a wet ball, wet hands. You want to try to keep it simple, and I like what the Lynx are doing offensively and defensively now. That's going to be Workmeister. He has, it looks like, a new running back. That's going to be number 28 for the Rough Riders. And that's going to be Colapre, Lester Colapre, the sophomore. The Rough Riders coming in this one, we looked at the roster, Bob, and they're pretty young.
They are very young, and they're playing a lot of the young folks as well. They're just not on the roster. They're getting some meaningful playing time against some good quality football teams.
Winter comes into the ball game. He has O'Brien motioning from right to left. That's Workmeister, number 9, the quarterback, as you can see. They do give it to Winter. He's going to be stuffed right there. Negative play. Tackle for a loss. Was a host of Lynx defenders. Brings up a 3rd down and 11 from the 20.
Yeah, Tone Ledbetter kind of led the charge there. And he's a big fella to lead a charge.
3rd down and 11. Big defensive play early in this one. Lynx are up by 2 scores, 12-0. Workmeister, 3 receivers to his left. He also has Winter behind him. There's a pass. They go to O'Brien. They try to feature O'Brien a lot in their offense. He's going to be dropped right there with a minimal gain, maybe 4. As it's going to bring up a 4th down and 7 from there. Punting formation is coming out for the Rough Riders as Pudwell, your returner. We know what he can do on special teams. I know O'Gorman last week, they kicked away from him. They didn't let him touch the ball, and the Rough Riders let him touch the ball in the beginning play, and you see what he can do.
Cost him a lot of yards.
Pudwell sitting on right directly, probably in the middle of your screen almost, and there's a booming kick. Fair catch by Pudwell. Good fair catch at about the 46. Lynx starting their 3rd possession on offense.
I was very impressed with the rush on that particular one because they had a shot at taking a shot at the punter, and they were able to pull up and not get a penalty there, which would have given the Roosevelt Rough Riders a 1st down. So good job on the punt coverage team there.
Hats off to the Rough Riders, though. They're coming in this one 0-3. It looked like it may have been a rough game with the loss, the home loss to Lincoln last week, 55-7. You're seeing a lot of heart from them right now. Knutson passing early, goes to Blomgren. 1st down. He crosses the 50, the 45, moves the chains.
Yeah, nice tackle by Peltier Smith. But not before they got a 1st down. Just a safe drive. Hit them right as they cross the line of scrimmage, cut towards the middle, and pick up the yards.
I like that. If you're going to play man-to-man, those quick slants are there because what they're doing is they're driving those safeties down. Those linebackers are actually playing heavy to the line also. That's going to be wide open. You can see the corners are playing 7 to 8 yards off, and that's why they're going to a great play call by the Lynx again. They exact same play to Bromgren. His 2nd catch on this one, he is down at about the 30. He does move the chains.
Hayden Lushan on the tackle, but it looks like maybe he got a little wind knocked out of him there, but they're just going to go out and take a look and make sure that his health is the most important element here.
Blomgren does get up. He gets a hand from the crowd, and maybe all of you, wherever you are, you could be in, I said Germany the last time we were on, maybe in Canada. If you're in Canada, you're giving him a hand, right? I mean, it could be.
Yeah. And if we're listening from Canada, we got to throw in a few A's.
Yeah, A's. Yeah, A's. A. Yeah.
Don't hate him. My name is Ken McCune. If you're going to send the hate mail, send it to Ken.
First down and 10 from the 31 as Knutson's looking to the coaching staff. They need an extra lineman out there as it looks like
Jackson Vogt
coming in. We'll go over the starters here between the first and second quarter for you all as the offense and defensive starters for your Lynx. As that's going to be Veshkerna. He is right to the right of Knutson. Knutson has two receivers to his right and left. And there's a quarterback keeper. Knutson, we know he's got some wheels. He picks up a chunk of yards, about 3, maybe 4 yards on that first down and 10 from the 31. I believe that's going to do it for the first quarter as he gains 3. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7 when we do start the second quarter. Lynx up 12-0 on homecoming 2025 here in Brandon, South Dakota. Bob, let's go over our Lynx starters on offense and defense.
All right, for the Lynx, number 58, Bryce Bangasser. Number 68, Cal Weiss. Number 62, Isaac Mitzel. Number 64, Hudson Parliament. Number 56, Parker Coughlin. And now, as the receivers, we've got number 11, Jack Blumgren. Number 2, Maddox Mueller. At tight end, we've got Austin Dowd. And fullback, we've got Mason Feld. We've mentioned him a lot. Running back, we've got Levi Veskerna. And at quarterback, we've got Briggs Knutson. And for the Rough Riders, they had those at pregame. It is Jeremiah Vargo as a tackle, Cade Gilbertson, Natneil Cassay, Nolan Wasagesic, Adam Jensen. At running back is Turner O'Brien and Xander Winter. At tight end, we've got Judson Anoski. At receivers, we've got Austin Fisher and Alex Ricchino. And at quarterback, we've got Wesley Werkmeister.
Your offensive starters for the Rough Riders and your Lynx. Second quarter, we're about to kick it off. Knutson, 2nd and 7 from the 28. Pistol formation gives it to Veshkerna. Veshkerna with a big hole, and he's loose all the way up to the end zone. I almost said it was at the 5. He finds the end zone.
You know, they just kept bouncing off people. They were getting to him. But the one thing I noticed there, Ken, is that by the time they handed the ball off to Veskerna, they let the defensive line get way deep into the backfield, but they sealed him to the outside and made this huge pocket up the middle. And then you got Dowd that comes in and picks off the middle linebacker, and there you go.
Touchdown, Veskerna. It is a 18-0 lead right now as we kick off the second quarter. Lynx are going to try for 2 here on a 2-point conversion. They are 0 for 2 early in this one. Knutson moves his tight ends left to right. He's got Veld with him. Veskerna. He is touched in the end zone. It is good. 20-0 Lynx. Homecoming 2025. Bob, let's talk about the Lynx TV sponsors again.
All right, we've got Alliance Communications, Aspen Ridge, Coca-Cola Bottling Chesterman Company, Midco Communications, Sanford Health, and Sioux Valley Energy. Our MVP sponsors are First Dakota National Bank, Rogers Plumbing and Heating, Sanford Health in Brandon, and Sanford Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. And our Lynx champion sponsors are Alliance Communications, American Family Insurance Josh Koob Agency, Arrowhead Automotive, Axiom Construction Group, Brandon Ace Hardware, Brandon Lumber Company, Buren and Grunig Heating and Air Conditioning, Heartland Funeral Home, Horizon Pet Care, Quick Star, Northwest Tire, Sioux Falls Specialty Hospitals, Sunshine Foods, and Today's Family Dentistry. Thank you to all of our sponsors for making this broadcast and all of the sporting broadcasts throughout the year possible for the Lynx High School here.
Feschker now with 2 touchdowns early in this one. He raises his touchdown total in 3 1/4 games. He jumps to 12 touchdowns, and he's well over 500 yards so far this season. Mitzel, driving kick. That's going to be taken by number 5, Breidenbach. And he's going to be stuffed at about the 20, or they're going to say the 30. And actually, they're going to mark it at, they're going to be right at, let's just say 29 and a half, Bob. What do you think?
We'll go 29 and a half. They keep moving it just a little bit.
Yeah,
so
they do.
From as far as we can see from the hash marks, it would be right at the 29. So
Yeah. That's what my eyes see.
Well, I got a pair of binoculars, and that's what my binoculars say.
Workmeister. Roosevelt, they're trying to gain some offense here on a stifling defense, and Workmeister is met on that RPO by, we'll get you the number there.
Fokin on the tackle. He just stuck him hard and dropped him right where he was running.
Boy, the middle linebacker, number 0, right there, and there was no messing around there as he read that RPO beautifully. 2nd down and 10 from the 29. Workmeister's looking to the sideline.
You know, during pregame warm-up, Ken, you were talking about how do they do that. They actually practice getting themselves thin, going beside or trying to get behind or through somebody to not give themselves a big target to be hit and stopped, and that was an example right there.
Play action, Workmeister, heavy pressure. It is incomplete. The intended receiver is number 8, Fisher, with the miscatch on the sideline. 3rd down and 10 for the Rough Riders. They are still trying to get over that midway point of the field, the 50-yard line. Lynx defense is all over the place so far in this one with 1 turnover already. Workmeister. Snap. Action. Rolls right. And it is tipped by number 18 for your Lynx. And that's going to be
Jake Halseth.
Halseth, as he wasn't fooled. They try to go the backside, roll right, go to the backside across the field. It doesn't work. Punting formation at the 29 for the Rough Riders. Pudwell, he sits at the 40, right across the 50, right of your screen.
You know, they teach them if you're a defensive guy coming and you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up and stop some of the throwing lanes.
Illegal substitution on the Rough Riders. It will still be 4th down, but it will drive them back some here on 4th down. It's going to be 4th down and 15 now from the 34. As Pudwell's going to climb about 5 yards from the 40 to the 45. You can see in the middle of your screen there. There's a kick. Pudwell, fair catch last time. Let's see what he does here. He lets it roll. And smart play, heady play by Pudwell. Lynx are going to start on offense. Great field position again from the 42.
They're going to get one of those punts tonight. They're getting deep, deep pressure on the punter each time, and they're just having to pull up. He's just barely getting it away. So look for them to get a blocked punt tonight. I'm making a call now.
Absolutely. They're bringing on pressure, and I like the aggressiveness by the Lynx coaching staff and Coach Christensen. He is super aggressive. When he was a play caller as the defensive coordinator under Coach Garrow for a long, long time, he was super aggressive, and you see this out of his ball team so far this season. We've seen that last year. Veshkerna. Lead block from Veld and that offensive line. He's going to gain about 2, maybe 3 yards. No, they're going to gain a little bit more as forward progress, as it's going to be a 2nd down and 6 from the 44.
Do you need to borrow my glasses, Ken?
Yeah.
No, I don't think you do, because you wouldn't be able to see with them. I mean, they're terrible. No, that was just a good hard-nosed run. They had him stopped after about 2.
Yeah.
But he gained those other 3, 4 after that.
Veshkerna to the right of Knutson. 2nd down and 6. Play action. Knutson rolls right. He's got Blomgren. He overshoots Blomgren there. Blomgren on the last series, 2 slant patterns as the corners are playing 7 to 10 yards off, right? And that time they try to find Blomgren there. Incomplete. 3rd down and 6 from the 44. Coach Christensen and his staff, we talked about being aggressive, right, Bob?
Yes, we
Predicting here. Lynx don't get the first down
They're
here
going
on
for-
third
they're
on
going
third down.
for it.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask. Knutson. Veld to his left. He's got Veshker now. They're going to go deep to Mueller. Beautiful pass. Incomplete, though, as Mueller does catch it. Let's see what the decision is here. Yep, they're gonna bring in an extra receiver, as that's going to be Mueller also. As I believe they're going to spread it out a little bit here.
So, Ken, I'm not a football guy.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just talk.
You
But
talk.
I just
Yeah,
talk on the radio
yeah.
about football.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand with that particular play
Mm-hmm.
is you've maybe got the best running back and the best offensive line in the state.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you not having the ball for 2 straight plays to get this touchdown or get the first down?
My belief is they're trying to loosen up the defense a little bit here. Oh, as it's just overthrown to Blomgren, as Knutson had his picked. He had Mueller running up the seam, and he also had Blomgren running up the seam. That's going to be the first possession that the Lynx do not score in this first half. They're 4 for 5 right now. They're going to hand the ball off to the Rough Riders, and they're going to have their best field position of the first half.
This is their best field position by far. So now it's just up to the defense to get the ball back.
Rough Riders trying to cross the 50 here, get some momentum going on offense, as the quarterback is going to be Workmeister. He's got his running back. That's going to be Winter right behind him. You see this wing T offense. 2 receivers, one to his right and left. There's the RPO. Workmeister does gain 1 yard, but he is stuffed by that middle linebacker again for the Lynx. Fokin is right there. You know what he's reading. He's reading all quarterback, and that's it.
Yep, just make sure the quarterback hands the ball off and put a stick on him if he's coming into your area.
And so what the quarterback is actually doing, he's reading the defensive end. If the defensive end comes to him, he's pitching. If the defensive end goes to the running back, he's going there. And there's a handoff to number 18, Winter, and he is stuffed right there also by the Lynx.
Will Bunker on the tackle. Looks like he was kind of got up a little bit limpy, but he didn't look like he came off the field. He wanted to come off the field too bad, so he's still out there. So
3rd and 9 as the Rough Riders are at about the 44-yard line. Homecoming 2025, Lynx up 20-0. Heavy pressure package, as that's going to be Workmeister. He's got some wheels. He goes across the 50. And actually, it's going to be right at the 50. They're going to say the 49-50.
looks like we got enough. Well, no, I think they're about a yard short, Ken. I think they're.
So the Rough Riders are going to keep their offense on the field as Workmeister gains about. Well, is there a penalty? What?
Well, they keep moving the yardsticks across the way.
Yeah.
It looked to me that he was short of the first down marker, But then they signaled for the yardstick guys to move, and then they gave them fourth down. And so I'm not so certain that they understand where they were at.
Well, the yardstick, the sticks shouldn't move at all. They should never move until they're told to move, right? And that could have happened.
And they were on the far side. Because the far side guy thought that they had the first down from way over there, so he motioned them to move. This guy came, the near side official came down and marked it right at the 50. But it's just a matter of where is the actual first down, and where was the starting point in the 10-yard point. But now it looks like they might be bringing out the punt team.
Rough Riders coaching staff does not like it at all. 4th down and 4 from the 49. As the punting team's on, Pudwell standing at the 19. As
number 6 is doing the punting. Peltier Smith, and is a good punt away.
Pudwell, fair catch. Right there as he crosses the 20 with a fair catch at about the 22, maybe 23-yard line. Lynx going to start on offense there. They stalled a little bit as the Lynx really put it to the air a little bit last series, and it was just a couple, maybe Knutson takes his time a little bit in the pocket, right? Let that receiver, you as a quarterback, right? And my son's a quarterback. He's always been taught to throw the receiver open. Don't throw to the receiver, right? Throw him open. Sometimes you'll overshoot that a little bit. Veshkina breaks a tackle over the 25, 26-yard line, and he's going to be brought down right there. 2nd down in about, I say 5, maybe 6. Yep, they're going to say 6 from the 27. Yep. As the Rough Riders, they do bring a 3-4 defense into this one, and you really have to have great gap control when you play a 3-4 defense because you got 4 linebackers. They also have 3 linebackers, so they're actually playing a 3-3 right now with 3 safeties. That's going to be Veshkina again. He's going to gain about 2 yards. 3rd down and 4. As the Lynx offense has stalled a little bit here. They are taking their time. I like that, right? 7:35 to go, first half. It's been all Lynx early in this one, 20-0. Lynx coming in this one 3-0. As you see the standings every week if you log online or you're watching the news, right? Lincoln, Brandon, Jefferson 3-0. Knutson finds his receiver. That's Dowd. Dowd early in this one's been the big play receiver, and he catches that one and he moves the chains. 1st down, Lynx.
Mr. Dowd is a pretty good-sized fella. He's 6'4", 230. Also, he can do a little something with his hands because he's a very accomplished basketball player as well, and he can jump.
Absolutely.
So what wouldn't you like about a target like that can also run a bit?
He's really a tough cover on an offense. Like I said, tight ends are a nightmare for defenses. And there's a running back. That's going to be a new running back in the ball game, I believe. No, it's going to be Mueller. He carries the ball as Veshkina came to the sideline there to get a little bit of a breather. 2nd down, that's going to be Maddox Mueller on the carry. 2nd down and 7 from the 41. We are just about 6:25 to go first half. As Knutson has connected with Dowd, and we've seen 2 touchdowns from Veshkina on the ground, led by Veld in that offensive line. Knutson. Veshkina now. Nope, there you have Mueller in the ball game. He finds the other Mueller on this team, and that's number 2 for your Lynx, as that's a big pickup by number 2, and the offensive play from Knutson to Maddox Mueller.
Yep.
That's a big catch.
And a touchdown-saving tackle by Carson Breidenbacher. We'd be talking about 26-0.
Yeah,
But it
that's
looks like we've got
huge...
somebody down here on the near side. Looks like maybe it's a Rough Rider player. The coaches are out there. And actually, I think it's the guy who made the tackle, Carson Breidenbach. Might have got his the wind knocked out of him. He's kind of sitting up just a little bit, and now he's kind of getting to his feet and kind of leaving on its own. But he had to run a long ways to make that tackle. But he saved a touchdown there, to be honest.
Yeah, as Maddox Mueller catches that one from Knutson, we've seen a lot of Maddox Mueller, and my apologies on that last carry was Ryder Mueller, number 3, in the backfield. So it's Maddox and Ryder Mueller. You'll see a lot of them in ball games on offense.
Absolutely, they're athletic family, clearly.
As it's a first down from Knutson to Mueller. First down and 10 from the 20 as the Lynx go right into that red zone, where it's great offenses, Bob, and we'll talk about this in a little bit when we have a moment. But Knutson's in the pistol. He's got Veshkerna. He moves 3. No, he does move 3 players. That's going to be Veld, Dowd, Mueller, Blomgren. Tight package, encroachment, I believe, or did we have false start?
We're going to see here in just a second. Going to wait till the official looks over there. We're still waiting.
Encroachment.
I think all that movement got him jumpy, and then he did a kind of a hard count and kind of drew him off sides there. A good, easy, quick 5 yards.
Free 5 yards.
Does that get counted on your totals for the yards for the game?
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
First and 5 from the 15. 1 second underneath that 6-minute mark. First half, Lynx in the red zone looking for their 4th touchdown of this first half. Veshkerna bounces it to the inside, kicks it out. Now he's going to scramble. He's going to spin, and now he's down to about the 6-yard line, but that's going to be a first down, first and goal from the 6.
So a big deal on the defense there for the Lynx. Tone Ledbetter, his helmet came off, so he's got to come out for a play. They're getting a little chippy down there on the field. And the Tone is playing offense this time around versus the defensive line there. So, got to come out for a play.
One receiver to his right, the other one's to his left. And he's going to go to that receiver to the left. Beautiful catch, Blomgren. Beautiful throw by Knutson. One-handed catch. Touchdown, Blomgren. Touchdown, Lynx. 26-0.
You know, it's one of those throws that the only person that's going to possibly catch that ball is going to be the receiver.
And
beautifully thrown to the back corner of the end zone.
What a bucket drop, right? If you're throwing it into a bucket from about 15 yards, maybe 20 yards away into the end zone.
And they practice
it's
that pregame.
Right there.
Every game they practice that pregame, that very throw.
Touchdown Lynx. Going for the 2-point conversion. They want to make it 28. They're up 26-0. 5:33 to go. First half. Veshkerna with Veld. Knutson, the quarterback. Motions those 2 tight ends left to right. Direct snap to Veshkerna. Low snap, and Veshkerna's not touched. 2-point conversion's good. Lynx up. 28-0.
You know what made that play, Ken? Is the deke from the quarterback, like he caught it and was running off to the right, that stopped those linebackers just long enough for Veskerna to go down the pipe and get the 2-point extra point.
So think about this, Bob. At some point this season, right, that's going to be a direct snap, and that's going to be a hard play, right? A direct snap to Knutson when he motions back and goes right there. Well, it's going to happen. You know, this coaching staff always builds off another play and shows them something and then builds another play off that play. It's going to happen. 28-0, fireworks to our right. We see that every score that happens here in Lynx territory as Lynx try to move to 4-0. We'll give you a score update and at some point here, probably halftime of that Lincoln and Jefferson game.
Well, how about right now?
All right.
Right now at the half, it is Lincoln 28, Jefferson 24.
Wow, what a ball game.
On their last possession, Lincoln had to settle for a field goal. Or excuse me, Jefferson had to settle for a field goal. Lincoln got a touchdown. That was a four-point difference.
There's the kick. It's fielded by number 15 for the Rough Riders, and that's going to be Sioux. And he's going to gain about 12, maybe 15 yards. Good field position there to start for the Rough Riders at about the 38.
Easton Eljima on the tackle, number 25. First time we've called his name tonight, but I believe he's probably on kickoff duties for the Lynx.
Workmeister along with Winter in the backfield. One receiver to his right. He's got one to his left. RPO, and it fools nobody. A fumble. It's on the ground. Lynx say they have it. Let's see the call. They do. Turnover. Lynx ball.
You know, they kind of reached out when they did the RPO. They just reached out and grabbed for the ball. They didn't want the tackle. They wanted the ball because he was out there, on the fake to the running back.
And that RPO is super hard to run, right? You see it every week in college football, right? You see it all the time. It is super hard to run. It's super hard to block. But it's also really hard to defend, and the Lynx are all over it. First down and 10 for the Lynx. That's going to be Knutson moving right to your left. He's got Veshkerna with him. And there's a snap. No, it's going to be Mueller with him. Play action. They want to go deep. It looks like there's interference. There is.
Well, there's a flag anyway.
Yeah, he was holding him as number 2, Maddox Mueller. I don't think it was a dance move out there, Bob, as he spun on his route.
I would agree with that, but we've seen stranger things be called in high school football.
That is true. It's going to be pass interference.
But Knutson definitely thought he was going to have somebody further down the field when he couldn't get there.
I like them, so what the coaching staff does is they want to open up the running game. The running game's opening up, right? But how do you open up that running game even more when the safeties drop down into the box? You start throwing the ball deep, right? Because they got to be there. Once you connect on that, they're going to stop coming down in the box because now you've connected. And so I love what the coaching staff's doing here because it's really pick your poison. How are you going to defend this offense? Knutson. Veshkerna. Now it's Maddox Mueller with the carry. He's going to try to find the end zone. He's brought down on that end around.
I think he got him down about the 1.
We've seen Maddox
maybe
Mueller.
2.
Maddox Mueller come up big in the last 2 drives here as he's going to bring it down from the handoff from Veshkerna on the end around. It's going to be a first down in goal from the 2, maybe 3.
Well, they gave him they shorted him a yard in my opinion, but right now we'll take it. It's first and goal.
First and goal from the 3. Dowd motion left to right's your tight end. He's got a touchdown already in this one. Direct snap to Veshkerna. His 3rd touchdown of the ball game. Lynx up 34-0.
You know whose hole he went through? Mr. Parliament. Right up that, followed the guard there, the right guard, and right into the end zone. He pushed his guy back about 3-4 yards, and Veshkerna followed him right through there.
Hats off to that offensive line. As we know, Veshkerna really doesn't get touched until that second level, usually, and he's running with steam, right? And he's already hard to bring down. As Coughlin's going to be on to kick.
Condon,
I apologize. Condon into kick, and it's good. Held by Stroh. 35-0. Lynx, 4:36 to go. First half on homecoming 2025. Bob, we'll go over our Lynx defensive starters and Roosevelt's defensive starters when we have a break in the action. Right now it's not a huge break to the action, as we're going to have halftime, and everybody stick around, because the Lynx marching band, which a lot of people say around, and I agree with them, it's the best marching band around, right, in the state of South Dakota, and you're going to want to stay tuned and watch it live here at halftime, as there's fireworks to our right. Lynx up 35-0, 4:36 to go. First half.
Just a little scoring update out at McEnany Field. It's Sioux Falls O'Gorman 16, Rapid City Central 0, with just 3 minutes to go before halftime.
As that's a big game also at McEnany Field, as the Lynx were victorious last week. As a host of Lynx are there, but a big tackle by Pudwell. Pudwell is all over the field. We know he plays great as a corner on defense, but his special teams tonight is unbelievable.
I tell you what, though, if he doesn't make that hit, though, he could have easily broke it, because there was nobody behind him.
Yeah, saw the kickoff returner. He did have, he was gaining speed coming to the outside here, and Pudwell just showed up magically. He was just right there.
Yeah. Well, he understands the game and where the running paths of those kick returners are. So good play. As
that's going to be Warkmeister. He's got his running back. It's Colapre, and it's going to be a stoppage before that play happens. It's going to be a false start. I believe it is. Yep. False start on the Rough Riders. That will bring them back 5 yards. They are starting at about the 27. That will bring them back to the 22. First down and 10 for the Rough Riders there. Both teams have not taken a timeout in this one. They both have 3. Be interesting to see if the Lynx coaching staff use it here in this series to get the ball back to their offense before they go in the locker room. Workmeister, goal play in the backfield. They give it to him. He is met by about 3 Lynx and driven back. They're not going to put it as a tackle for a loss there. They're going to put it right at the line of scrimmage. Second down and 15 from the 22.
Looks like Gavin Johnson was the first one on the hit there.
As it's second down and 15 from the 22. Big defensive play. As you like the Lynx swarming to the ball, you've seen like 2 to 3 players at the ball continuously in this first half. Second down and 15, 22, under 4 minutes to go. Lynx coaching staff do not use a timeout. As it's Workmeister. Rolls left. Puts the ball up. Williams is there. Does he have the interception? He does.
Well, did he land in bounds?
They're gonna keep it playing there. They didn't blow the whistle. It's going to be a turnover. Big interception by the outside linebacker, number 1, Williams. Lynx ball.
You know, that ball, he must have got his arm hit her a little bit, because that ball kind of came out and looked like he was a kind of a flailing duck. And Williams was out there. He tracked it like a receiver.
Well, that is one of the hardest throws by a quarterback in football, when you're a right-handed quarterback and you roll left and you got to reset your feet, right, to get a good ball, and there's heavy pressure. It's really tough. First down and 10 for the Lynx offense, as it's Knutson. They're starting at the 26. He's got Veshkina, play action. They go deep to Mueller. It's connected to Maddox. Mueller down to the 4-yard line. First and goal from there. Beautiful pass again by Knutson.
You know, they're really kind of picking on that number 13. He's a kind of he is a sophomore, Sam Gaete. And they're just getting inside position and shielding the defender off from the ball. And It's a good throw.
Well, the coaching
But probably a
staff.
better catch.
The coaching staff's going to what they're giving them, right? Defensively, they're playing a man-to-man.
Yep.
So you know you have the receivers to beat them. Go throw the ball. Knutson. Beautiful pass. Touchdown, Blomgren. Lynx lead is now 41-0 as a beautiful pass. It looked like it was going to be tipped. It got through. Blomgren with great concentration. Touchdown.
You know, it looked like he went for the interception, and it went through his hands to Blomgren. That's what it looked like from my.
Absolutely. I thought it was going to be tipped. I thought for sure that's going to be tipped. It was a low ball, but Blomgren kept it, and he was right there, kept his concentration because something's flashing in front of you. It's really, really hard to keep that concentration. Extra point. Good. 42-0 Condon. The hold from Stroh. 3:07 to go. First half. It is all Lynx.
Yeah, it's been a good first half. We still got 3 minutes to go, so you don't want to let up right before the half and give them some momentum because the Rough Riders get the ball to start the second half, and so you don't want to give them an and one type scenario where you give up some points and then they get the ball back and try to build a little momentum. So we need to maintain our coverage and maintain our lanes on the kickoff and pin them back and nothing else. Make them use the rest of the 3 minutes and 7 seconds of the first half.
Absolutely. Lynx, it's been all phases of this Lynx team this evening. It's been special teams to kick it off, right? Defensively, 3 turnovers caused already in this first half. That's giving your offense that's running like a well-oiled machine, I mean, on high adrenaline, 3 extra possessions, and that's why the lead is 42 right now. There is, actually, number 13 is going to be Gaetti.
And who would you think would be on the tackle on that one, Ken?
I would say, let me guess, 17?
17 it is.
Pudwell with a big stop again, and Lynx defense is on the field. Let's see what the Rough Riders do here. They need to gain a little momentum here as they go into halftime. That's going to be Workmeister. He's got Winter right behind him. And we saw O'Brien in the first series. He's going to motion here. We saw a lot of packages from him early. Workmeister does follow him, and it's going to be a gain on first down of about 4-ish yards. It's going to bring up a second down and 6 from the 32.
They keep moving up. But it was Tone Ledbetter on the tackle.
As we talked about, O'Brien played number 44 for the Rough Riders. He was playing some really good defense, right, as he stuffed that play at the 1 yard line for their defense. But early, he was a force in that early drive for a couple plays. There is a negative play by the Rough Riders as Winter.
Bunkers on the tackle.
It's going to be a loss of 1.
Looks
Third
like it.
down and 6 from the 32, under 2 minutes. Nobody's going to take timeouts here. Pudwell is your single safety high now, as the Lynx are going to play some man-to-man coverage here as 3 receivers, a trip set for Workmeister to the right.
Ooh,
Swing
knocked it
pass.
out.
That is a fumble. No, they're going to it's a tip ball. I apologize. If it wasn't tipped, it's behind the quarterback and the wide receiver. That's a fumble, but it's going to be a tip pass. That does stop the clock for the Lynx at 1:39 to go here. And
it's 4th down.
As Ryder Mueller now is back deep for the Lynx at the 39. Let's see if the Lynx bring heavy pressure here.
Ooh, they got a new person back there, giving them a shot in case they, you got to build for the future as well. So, and he's got some speed.
As Ryder Mueller's back there deep for the Lynx. It doesn't look like they're going to bring heavy pressure here.
Ooh, over his head.
They get the punt off. No, they do not. It's going to be Lynx ball right there at the 5-yard line. Special teams coming up big. I know it was a botch snap, right, Bob? But you got to be there.
Yes.
Lynx are going to start this possession, 1:29 to go, at the 5.
Plenty of time.
New quarterback in for the Lynx offense now is going to be number 9.
Will Van Leeuwer.
Van Leeuwer, and we've seen some of him this year, and we know he stands tall at 6'1", 170, and he has quite an arm on him. Let's see what the Lynx do. As that's going to be number 3, Ryder Mueller, directly behind him. He's going to motion his 2 tight ends left to right. Direct snap to Mueller. Mueller cuts back looking for his first touchdown of this game, and he's stopped just short at the 1.
Yeah, there's, again, a misdirection. Quarterback went out like he had the ball and was running, and he got 4. Now it's just time to pound the ball, and you've got just a hair over a minute to go. See if you can put some more points on the board right before halftime.
Van Leeuwer. Mueller directly behind him. He's going to motion his tight ends left to right again. Let's see if it's a direct snap. It is. Mueller. Touchdown, Lynx. As number 3, Ryder Mueller, for his first touchdown of this one, makes it a 48-0 ball game.
That was again, you know what's coming. You just you got to be able to stop it. And when you got that many people and ball going one direction and you give it to your running back directly and he's going the other direction, it's tough to stop that.
Condon in to kick. He's number 83. Stroh's going to hold. He's 24. Looking for that extra point to put it to 49-0. It's up. It is good. Condon kicks. Left-footed kicker. Mitzel kicks also for the Lynx. He plays offensive line also for the Lynx, and that's good. You really have 2 really good kickers, as we've seen for the Lynx early in the season.
You know, they might have to bring Mitzel in because Condon's leg might be tired from kicking all the extra points.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw a lot of Mitzel last week at O'Gorman as Condon wasn't kicking. It was a lot of Mitzel, and I believe he didn't miss an extra point either. So a really good kicking game, and we've seen the special teams play a huge part of this field position in this first half.
I think I got a new there. I was going to say, Pudwill will not be making this tackle because he was out there in his normal spot, but they brought in number 23, Greg Mandery, to take his spot. So no sense on getting somebody hurt right before halftime.
And Mandery is on offense. He'll be playing the fullback position for Veld, I believe, when the offense comes back onto the field. And that's going to be number 13 for the Rough Riders. He's a sophomore also, Gaete.
All right, so we've got about 41 seconds to go here. I'm guessing maybe a play, maybe 2, and they'll go in and talk about what they're going to do in the second half for both teams.
Lynx pitching a shutout here in this first half. It's 49-0. That is correct. You are looking at that end, the bottom of your screen. It's been all Lynx so far. First half, 41 seconds to go. Workmeister, he pitches to number 44, O'Brien, but he is met right there by the corner. And let's get a number on that. This is going to be
28.
Number 28.
Will Bunkers.
Will Bunkers, he's been all over the field also. You called his name a couple times, Bob, for that defense.
and he did an excellent job of fighting off his blocker to get to the guy with the ball and wrapped him up and brought him down, just like you teach it when you're going through the practices.
Workmeister, 2nd and 11 from the 29. He does not get a play off. We are going into halftime on this Friday evening. It's a crisp evening. It's a beautiful evening, actually. We've seen where it's been 90 degrees on nights like this. It's a beautiful evening, and it is homecoming evening 2025 here in Lynx territory in Brandon, South Dakota. Your Lynx trying to move to 4-0. They are ahead 49-0, and we'll give you scores. We'll give you an update on especially the Lincoln and Jefferson game as they are going to come out of halftime. But I want you to stay tuned, folks, as the Lynx Marching Band, they're going to put on a great performance. I've already seen it this year once. It is amazing. Everybody stay tuned as you can see them come to the field now. So we're going to pause, and we're going to let you enjoy this performance by the Lynx Marching Band. Before that, though, Bob, let's go over our Lynx TV sponsors before they completely take the field here.
All right, our Lynx All-American sponsors are Alliance Communications, Aspen Ridge, Coca-Cola Bottling Chesterman Company, Midco Communications, Sanford Health, and Sioux Valley Energy. Our MVP sponsors are First Dakota National Bank, Rogers Plumbing and Heating, Sanford Health in Brandon, and Sanford Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. And our Lynx champion sponsors are Alliance Communications, American Family Insurance, Josh Koob Agency, Arrowhead Automotive, Axiom Construction Group, Brandon Ace Hardware, Brandon Lumber Company, Burhan and Gruning Heating and Air Conditioning, Heartland Funeral Home, Horizon Pet Care, Quick Star, Northwest Tire, Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital, Sunshine Food Stores, and today's Family Dentistry. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of our sponsors, because without you guys, we don't get to bring these games to you.
Absolutely. Go out and sponsor these companies and businesses that do sponsor Lynx TV, and we've had a lot of them from the beginning, right? About 8-ish years ago, I think that's what it's been, about when Lynx TV started, and there's a lot of them that are still with us, and thank you all for the new ones that have come on board also. Thank you, and go out and sponsor these businesses, and how you do that is by walking into their door or going online for that business. Yep. So thank you sponsors. Lynx going into halftime 49-0 on Homecoming 2025, and here comes a performance by the Lynx Marching Band. Enjoy.
And quiet beauty. Musically, the production spans a wide emotional landscape. The Grit of God's Gonna Cut You Down by Johnny Cash. The Sweeping Grandeur of Pine of Rome by Ulterino Respighi. The Powerful Resolve of Finlandia by Gene Sibelius. And the Reflective Elegance of Norwegian Wood by the Beatles. Together, these works create a soundscape that moves from raw power to serene reflection, evoking the timeless connection between humanity and the natural world. The directors are Tyler Nettestead, Max Outland, and Devin Malillo. Other staff members, Michael Hoffman, Abby Christensen, Macy Rippenthrope, Caitlin Van Dyke, Liz Clune, Mackenzie Griffith, Brady DeBelts, Ike Kellogg, Mason Inslee, Aubrey Lipinski, and Mackenzie Schilling. Drum majors, Bella Reif, Ruth Hundy, Ava Bunkers, and Julia Mum. Is your band ready? Brandon Valley Marching Lynx, you may now take the field in exhibition. The marching Lynx have a rich tradition of excellence. The band has earned numerous awards in the Midwest region and has participated in many prestigious events around the nation. Last weekend, the band placed first at the Roosevelt Festival. Tomorrow, the band will travel to Marshall, Minnesota for the Pursuit of Excellence competitions. As always, you can stay up to date with the latest band news by checking out the Brandon Valley Facebook page or website. The band would like to send their sincere thanks to the many people that have helped our program, including all staff, parents, equipment, crew, Band Parents Association, faculty, and administration. We appreciate all your support. Momentarily, we'll have the dance team performing. Followed by the Brandon Valley High School Tradition of Caring. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Brandon Valley dance team to the field. Tonight they will be performing their palm routine. The Brandon Valley dance team has had a strong start to their season, earning first place grand champion honors at both the Mitchell and Yankton competitions. We invite you to support the team at the Brandon Valley Invite this coming Tuesday, September 23rd, where they'll compete on their home floor. This year's team is led by captains Adeline Bisbee, Alyssa Carson, Hayden Poppy, Jayla Thompson, and under the direction of coaches Ashley Hoffman and Nikki Trulio. Ladies and gentlemen, the Brandon Valley dance team. Your Brandon Valley dance team. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our tradition at Brandon Valley High School to share our good fortune with others during homecoming week. This year, the Brandon Valley High School Tradition of Giving has chosen the This Is the Way Foundation as its recipient. The foundation honors Brandon Valley's own Spencer Thorsland with donations funding medical scholarships and inspiring action to defeat cancer. At this time, we'd like to introduce students and Brandon Valley grads that are battling or have battled various forms of cancer, their families, nursing professionals, and members of our Brandon Valley Health Occupation Students of America organization, or known as HOSA. We'd like to recognize them during their journey and show our support. Up first is Paige Hutchmeyer with her parents Mike and Jana, escorted by Tara Steffen, RN at Sanford Children's Hospital. The Hutchmeyers are visiting Brandon from Nebraska. Paige is currently receiving treatment at Sanford Children's Castle in Sioux Falls. Paige is 13 years old and is involved in gymnastics and softball. In January 2025, Paige was diagnosed with undifferential round cell sarcoma with a tumor that was located in her right bicep. She had surgery in April to remove the tumor and is in the process of completing 22 weeks of additional chemotherapy. Paige Hutmeyer. Next up is Inslee Finn with her parents Gideon and Christina, escorted by Brandon Valley HOSA students Allison Tews and Brooke Peterson. Inslee is 5 years old and is attending kindergarten in Sioux Falls. She is a leukemia warrior in remission. She received treatment at Sanford. Sanford Children's Hospital and still goes in for periodic checkups. Inslee Finn. Miss Avery Myers with her parents Chris and Jody, escorted by Melissa Garrow, former Brandon Valley school nurse for 22 years, whom is now working as a telehealth school nurse taking care of students across the United States. Avery is a Brandon native that was diagnosed with osteosarcoma. When she was 12 years old and was in the 7th grade at Brandon Valley Middle School. Avery just celebrated 10 years in remission and is finally considered cancer-free. Next up is Cole Bunker. Cole Bunker with his parents Troy and Wendy, escorted by Brandon Valley HOSA students Carson Quam and Allison Fisher. Cole is from Brandon and diagnosed with LCH in 2019. He received treatment 2 years at Sanford and has been in remission for 4 years. Cole Bunker. Ashley Johnson with her parents Chad and Jenna, escorted by Wendy Jensen, Child Life Specialist at Sanford Children's Hospital. Ashley was born and raised in Brandon and is currently a senior attending Brandon Valley High School online. Ashley was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia at the age of 6.5 while in 1st grade. She was in treatment for 3 years at Sanford Children's Castle and has been in remission for 8 years. After graduating, she thinks of working in the hospital and with kids. Ashley Johnson. Next up is Riley Carlson with her parents Corey and Erica, escorted by Brandon Valley HOSA students Grace Foreman and Alexis Vanderham. Riley is also from Brandon. She was diagnosed with leukemia when she was 2 years old. She has been in remission since 2008 and is currently enrolled at the SDSU studying nursing. Riley Carlson. Next up, and I don't think she's here tonight, Ava Brewer with her parents Jordan and Amanda, escorted by Brandon Valley HOSA students Kendall Clayton and Hertzi Besa. Neve Ava is a Brandon native who battled BC acute lymphobic leukemia for 2 years, which led to further life-threatening complications due to immune deficiency. She has been in remission for 10 years, but is currently battling late-stage treatment affecting her vision. She just had her 2nd surgery yesterday at Mayo Clinic with hopes of correcting her vision. Niaveva Vera Bruno. Next up is Lizzie Nelson with her parents Stacy and Linda, escorted by Brandon Valley Hosa student Mason Nelson. Lizzie is also a Brandon native. She was diagnosed with ALL at the age of 2 and suffered from a stroke about 3 weeks into treatment. She completed treatment in August of 2015 prior to her 5th birthday and has been in remission since then. Lizzie Nelson. Kaylee Lawson with her parents Joe and Brooke, escorted by Brandon Valley Hosa students Brielle Clapperidge and Aliyah Price. Kaylee is from Brandon and diagnosed with large C-cell lymphoma at the age of 9. Her treatments were at Sanford Children's Hospital. She is in remission and monitored and treated for all her health needs. Kaylee is finally a senior at Brandon Valley High School. Kaylee Lawson. Spencer Thorsland is being remembered by his parents Dave and Lori Hummel, escorted by Becky Gibbon, RN Sanford Hospice Nurse Case Manager. Spencer was diagnosed with rhabdomyosarcoma at the age of 9. After battling cancer for 3.5 years, he gained his angel wings in January of 2024. Spencer is the inspiration behind This Is the Way Foundation. His dream of becoming a trauma or plastic surgeon led to the establishment and eventually scholarship program, which will be launched at Brandon Valley High School, class of 2026. We remember Spencer Thorsland. To support the cause of This Is the Way Foundation, please stop by the table near the concession stand to purchase a foundation bracelet for $5 or make a donation to their cause. Thank you in advance for your generosity. Thank you all.
And welcome back to Lynx TV. I hope you all were watching as the Lynx marching band with a great performance, as they performed really well at halftime, and the dance team also. Hats off to you. And I'm not going to call the kickoff here. We're going to pause for a moment. And what I just witnessed from the Lynx community, right, the Brandon Valley community, if you're not proud of this community, this school, and everything that goes around it, if you were watching at halftime, those families and the individuals that have struggled with the awfulness of cancer, and that truly have been an inspiration for a lot of people. Hopefully that made a little tingling in your skin at halftime, because that was truly special for all the cancer survivors out there, and the ones that have gained their angel wings. Hats off to you. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, that was very touching. I'm not from Brandon, but it certainly impacts me as well, just to see what kind of good can come from a community to help the people that are struggling in that community. You can see, Ken, I get goosebumps.
Absolutely. Sorry I had to pause there, as that was touching. Roosevelt, the Rough Riders are going to start the third quarter here, down 49-0, as they received the kickoff there. It was second down and 8, as they're going to gain the first down from Workmeister with the carry. It's first down and 10 from the 33. I believe we will have a running clock to start the third quarter. That's what Bob told me. Lynx defense is out there. They have been stifling all first half, and there's a really good carry by number 18 for the Rough Riders, Winter, and he gains about 6, maybe 7. We will get you numbers this evening, as a lot of players will be playing. I foresee that, but that's my prediction. In this second half, we already seen it in the second quarter, to end that second quarter. And that's Workmeister. He keeps it on that RPO. Good read by him on that defensive end. Like we talked about, Bob, the quarterback on the RPO is, when he's running down the sideline, he is directly looking at the defensive end. The defensive end commits to him. He's pitching it to the running back that's alongside him, about 3 to 4 to 5 maybe yards away. If the defensive end commits to the running back, the quarterback's keeping there, and that's what he did, and he gained a first down, crossed the 50, best field position for the Rough Riders this evening.
Yeah, that was Caden Callahan on the tackle. So we got to get some numbers in and some names as we get them as the game progresses.
Number 18 is going to be Winter. He gets the handoff from a Workmeister. And it's going to be a gain of about 6, maybe 7.
Yeah, Eiston Eljima on that tackle.
Eljima on the tackle.
We've said that name tonight a couple of times, one on a kick return and one on that tackle.
8:20 to go, third quarter, like we talked about, running clock. Workmeister gives it to Winter again. He cuts left. He gains the first down of the third quarter for the Rough Riders. This is their best drive so far in this ball game. We're under 8 minutes. Lynx up 49-0. It was all Lynx going into halftime, as we've seen a host of special plays on special teams, defense, and offense from the Lynx. A host of players contributing. Workmeister motions O'Brien. There's that RPO again. O'Brien's right there. No, it's going to be Workmeister. He keeps it. And so really, if you're ever looking to run an RPO offense, it's really tough, right? Out of that wing. The wing outside of the tackle, offensive tackle, dives down, right? There's a fake handoff, or he's going to give. The quarterback's going to give to that wing. If he doesn't like it, he's going to pull it, and then he's going to go to the outside, and he's going to read the defensive end. It's a lot on the quarterback, and he decides to pitch it or not. Workmeister, he gives it to number 18, Winter, and he's going to be stopped there. Is it going to be a first down? It is. They're going to move the chains again. As the Lynx still playing good defense. We've seen a little bit of a drive here by the starting offense, I believe, for the Rough Riders.
Yeah, Chris Katsea got on that last tackle. Looks like they stopped him. Looks like they got a first down and go, but he did stop him after a short game.
2 receivers to Workmeister's right, 1 to his left. He's going to drop back. He's going to throw. Overshoots his intended receiver, number 44, O'Brien. The tight end, kind of the wing-back tight end, if that's what you want to call it in this offense. It does not stop the clock on the incomplete pass because we have a running clock.
That's
Second
right.
down and 10.
Yeah, that pass was just a bit high, but it was something different than what they'd been running going down the other, hoping to catch the Lynx off guard there a bit, but incomplete pass.
Second down and 10 from the 23, 5:40, third quarter. 49-0 Lynx. They're going to give it to Winter. No, it's going to be Workmeister. And Workmeister faked me out on that. And he faked out a few Lynx defenders there. It's going to be 3rd down and about 6 from the 17-ish.
Yep, Elgersma on the tackle again. That's a couple of tackles he's had on this particular drive. Looks like looked like about 5 or 6 to go. The Lynx could use a stop here.
3rd and 5 from the 18. We're out about the 5-minute mark, 3rd quarter. Workmeister. He gives it to his running back. I think he's going to get the 1st down. He does. That's going to be Winter with the carry again.
Just enough.
As the Rough Riders, this is their first time in the red zone for their offense. Yeah, the scoreboard is right. It is 49-0. As the Lynx are trying to move to 4-0. We're going to give you a score update here in just a moment after this drive of that big battle that's happening over in Sioux Falls. Workmeister, botch snap. He does break a tackle. Gets a big block. We're going to see if it's blocking in the back. They don't call it on O'Brien. And it's going to be it's
like about a gain of about 5 or 6, 5.5. 2nd down.
And I've been saying Workmeister all night, Bob. Bob?
Yeah.
I have. You haven't called me out on it? It's Workmeister. I'm sorry, folks. Sorry to the parents for the Rough Riders and Workmeister.
And I think did somebody correct you on that, Ken?
No.
Because Workmeister is the correct pronunciation.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, well.
Well, that's what I got from the head coach of Sioux Falls Roosevelt High School.
Okay. I'm gonna keep it then. Bob told me to keep it. I'm gonna keep it.
So
Workmeister.
Just remember, call Ken McCune.
Yep.
Brandon Native.
Workmeister. Brandon. 3rd and 4 from the 6. 3:10. 3rd quarter. Workmeister. Pistol formation. He motions his tight end wing from right to left, and that's going to be the first touchdown of this ball game, and it's going to come in the hands of number 18, Winter. It is now 49-6. The clock will stop right there as the extra point team is coming on for the Rough Riders.
Yep, I think they felt it was very important to keep their offense in and to get a score on the board for their team. And you know what? That's why you got the coaches that make the money that they do to make those decisions. So Brandon had all their backups in.
And that one is up, and it is good. 49-7 as the Rough Riders come out of the halftime festivities here in Brandon, extended festivities, because it is homecoming, and it's always a special night. Homecoming in September here in Brandon and in all schools around the nation. As they come out and they beautiful drive by them. I mean, their offense, like we talked about, Bob, running that RPO is tough. And we saw a little bit of a botch snap there too, where it was almost a fumble, right? It's really tough to be able to read. Your eyes are never looking at that football on the snap, and we've seen that a little bit tonight. But hats off to the Rough Riders for that drive and that score.
All right, so back deep for the Lynx, we've got Ryder Mueller and Jake Halseth to see what they can do on with their opportunity to get the ball in the 3rd quarter.
As I believe we will have Van Leeuwer, your quarterback, number 9, when we come to the field offensively. If we do, we'll see if this special teams can score here.
They've got a lot of players that don't typically are not on the first team kickoff return team.
Great experience right now as Mueller. He's going to take it at about the 15, breaks a tackle, goes up the seam. He's going to cross the 25 to the 26. That's where the Lynx are going to start with offense. Their offense on the first possession of the second half. As it is number 9, that's going to be Will Van Leeuwen.
I was very impressed with the action that I've seen him play, and he's got a real good arm on him. And but I got to think, being up with the 49-7, that we're going to see a lot of the run game here.
As that's going to be Van Leeuwen, and in the backfield is going to be in a big carry. I think he's going to grab a first down.
Right at it.
That's going to be Ryder Mueller.
Yep, right at the first down. A good 10-yard gain. Again, right up the gut. Nothing fancy. It's just your man versus our man, and we think we can beat you.
First down and 10 as we move the chains. Lynx offense up to the 43. That was Van Leeuwen to Mueller. Van Leeuwen. Beautiful pass. He finds number 5. That's going to be Delaney. And he breaks the tackle, kind of like his brother, right? And he goes across the 30 down to the 29. And Tristan Delaney, the sophomore, with a beautiful pass from Van Leeuwen. They go across the 50, gains a chunky yards with a beautiful, beautiful run down to the 28.
Yeah, that was just, I tell you what, a good solid pass. That ball got out there in a hurry, and he could see, the receiver could see that the defender was crashing hard, knew if he cut back towards the middle, he's going to have some open ground, and that's exactly what he did. I get a feeling that him and his brother probably had a few games of football out in the backyard and some of those same plays.
His brother playing at SDSU, that was a tremendous wide receiver last year. And that's going to be a carry by Mueller.
It's like a gain of about 6.5, 7.
Lynx do not have to take a snap in this third quarter again, as the play clock is going to be at about 23, about a 3-second difference on the play clock to the real clock. And they're going to look to the sideline, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to go into the fourth quarter as your Lynx are ahead 49-7. And this homecoming 2025 here in Brandon, South Dakota. Let's go over our Lynx TV sponsors again, Bob. They are the reason we're bringing this to you live on Channel 226 Alliance Communications and around the world on Lynx TV.
All right, our All-American sponsors are Alliance Communications, Aspen Ridge, Coca-Cola Bottling and Chesterman Company, Midco Communications, Sanford Health, Sioux Valley Energy. Our MVP sponsors are Sanford Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Sanford Health Brandon, Rogers Plumbing and Heating, and First Dakota National Bank. And our champion sponsors are Alliance Communications, American Family Insurance Josh Koob Agency, Arrowhead Automotive, Axiom Construction Group, Brandon Ace Hardware, Brandon Lumber Company, Buren and Gruning Heating and Air Conditioning, Heartland Funeral Home, Horizon Pet Care, Quickstar, Northwest Tire, Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital, Sunshine Foods, and today's Family Dentistry. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
Thank you, sponsors. As the Lynx going to go into the fourth quarter, they are driving. They're at the 21, looking to go into the red zone the first time in this second half, up 49-7, looking to go 4-0 to start this early season. Big run by number 34, big hole. Christian is down at about the 5. That's going to be Camden Christian. He's a junior. Really, it's a host of about 3 running backs, but that was a great cut outside to find that hole. It was a huge hole by that offensive line, and that's a first down. It is now first down and goal from the 6.
Yeah, Gage Peppers on the tackle, but I might have been able to run through that hole.
Maybe. I mean, you really got to put your foot down and plant and really cut.
Well, I'm out then.
Oh. Well,
I'm out.
I don't know if I could do it. I think you probably can. There's Christian. He's looking for the end zone. He runs over a tackler. Does he find it? He does. Touchdown, Lynx.
He just kept his legs going. He was running into his back of his own guy, and they were just pushing the defense forward, and he just kept the legs running, and they were just keep going forward and forward for the touchdown.
55-7, Lynx with a huge drive there. We saw the big play from Van Leur to his receiver, and Delaney, number 5. Delaney gained a chunk yards after the run, after the catch there, and Christian finishes off with 2 straight runs, finds the end zone. Extra point is blocked. It is no good. So 55-7, that's where we're at. Let's get a score update over in Sioux Falls.
All right, with 3 minutes to go in the fourth, Sioux Falls Lincoln 50, Sioux Falls Jefferson 36. Over at McEnany Field, O'Gorman over Rapid City Central 23-0. And then also out in Rapid City at O'Hara Stadium, Sioux Falls Washington 14, Rapid City Stevens 0.
So if the score holds right for the Patriots from Lincoln, they're going to be 2-0.
Well, Lincoln will be 4-0.
Or 4-0, I'm sorry.
Jefferson will, if it again stays the same, Jefferson will be 3-1. If this score holds the same for the next 10 minutes, Brennan will be 4-0. And we'll have 2 teams that have separated at least a little bit at the top of the football standings for AAA.
Yeah, 4-0 and 4-0, and we remember last year that game that finished down in that dome down in Vermilion. It didn't go the Lynx way, but that was the Patriots also. And the top 2 teams that I'm seeing this evening are the Patriots in the Lynx moving into next week. Big return by number 15. That's Sioux. And the Roosevelt Rough Riders offense is going to start right at the 40.
That was a good return. They gained some yardage. You kind of weaving through the defense. Again, the Lynx have some of the players out on the field right now don't necessarily get the most playing time throughout a standard game. So this is valuable playing experience, against a AAA team. Regardless of the score on the scoreboard, you can't mimic live game experience.
I agree. Workmeister. Play action. He goes out to his intended receiver, number 14, and a big gain by
Dawson Johnson.
Dawson Johnson with the catch, his first catch of the ball game. He goes across the 50, first down, Rough Riders. Under 10 minutes to go. We're at the 9-minute mark right now. 55-7, homecoming night here in Brandon.
And you can be rest assured, when the defense was on the sidelines, they were down on the benches in front of us. There was people that were on the first team varsity giving them all kinds of tips and tricks and things to do when they get back out there. So that's where you learn a lot of these stuff to go from the JV up to the varsity and get playing time.
Absolutely. Workmeister with the good carry across the 45 down to the 41. Clock is running.
I'm kind of surprised with the score the way it is that Roosevelt is maybe not trying out their backup quarterback just to see what they have for future weeks.
Well, and, number 9, Workmeister for the Rough Riders, he is a sophomore.
Yep.
And so he's got a few years left in him here as we move forward.
Maybe that's what they're looking at. That's why I'm in this booth and they're down there coaching football, Ken.
Same here. Workmeister. He's got his running back, Winter. He's got a touchdown in this one, the only touchdown for the Rough Riders. Play action. Heavy pressure. He does find his receiver, and I believe that's going to be number 12 for the Rough Riders, and that's going to be Rakito.
But a good play. They're finding some continuity. on their offense. They're kind of getting away from the RPO a little bit and just running some standard plays, and they seem to be having some good luck with that.
That's going to be a first down for the Rough Riders at about the 36. They're moving down the field on their second possession of this second half. Workmeister, Winter behind him, action, the RPO. He does pitch it. It's a fumble. And it's a dangerous, dangerous play. We talk about it. We've been talking about it all night. That RPO is tough. It is a tough offense.
And he took a pretty good shot, which I'm sure changed the trajectory of that pitch out, and didn't put it on the spot that he was hoping for. And that's just good defense, making him do something that they don't want to do, and causing a play like that. So,
and people are probably asking, why didn't he get rid of it sooner? Well, you teach your quarterback at the last second to get rid of it. There is Winter with the carry. And it's third down now. And about 8 from the 34.
And Winter is just a junior, so they've got some skilled position players that are underclassmen that they're looking forward to coming back. And like number 44, Turner O'Brien, a guy that has made some plays tonight. Just a junior.
Very, very young team over on that sideline for the Rough Riders. They go to number 12 again. And that's going to be Raikido, his second reception of this drive. As the Brandon Valley defender on that one, number 86. I don't have an 86.
Easton
Bob.
Giles.
You have an 86.
So he typically would play on the offensive side of the ball, but they put him in and got him a little defensive experience.
Good eye. He's a tight end. Winter.
Flag on the play.
Is it false start?
No, on the defense.
Yeah, it's defense.
If it's on the Lynx, that's going to give them an automatic first down.
We are at the 5-minute mark on this one, as it's been all Lynx all night on Homecoming 2025. So I got a text after this play. I'll tell you what the text said. Workmeister's there. He stood there and he looked. He wasn't down yet. He just looked at the defender.
Yeah, he got stood up because he was looking so proud that he knocked the defender down that he forgot to keep running forward.
So an RPO is a run pass option. The question was, from the text, what is an RPO? Run
pass
option.
And Ken, like you've explained tonight, when they go around the outside, and I'm not a football guy, you got the opportunity. The play is designed. Either you're going to pass it right out of the gate, you're going to run it. If somebody's going to take the quarterback on that particular play, you're going to pitch it to your running back. That's your option. You can either run it, you can pass it, and there's your options to do on every play that they run like that.
There's truly 4 options in that. You go to the wing, you can play action off the wing that's cutting in front of you. You can run the option out to the outside, or you can pull it back from the option. There's a lot you can do from it, but it's really hard to run. There's number 44 with the catch. That's O'Brien from Workmeister. We are at 3:10 to go. That was 2nd and 19 from the 33. So the Rough Riders are bringing it down to about the 26.
And they've got to come up with about 12 yards, a 3rd down and 12.
3rd down and 12, under 3 minutes to go.
And we do have a final over at Howard Wood Field. Lincoln beat Jefferson 57-36 as a final.
Sack by number 70. No, it's going to be 29 for the Lynx, that's going to be Cooper Veld, the sophomore. The 6'2 sophomore coming from, I believe, the defensive end position, and that's a big sack. Actually, outside linebacker position.
So Ken, you've been a coach, right?
Uh-huh.
How many plays did you have in your playbook when it was 4th down and 21?
Not a lot, but one thing I don't. They anticipate defenses, and if you're going to go for it, they're anticipating a deep throw, right? So the defensive backs are traditionally they're going to be back, right, about 15 to ish yards back, and you can see that right here. We have defensive backs. I would run a screen, and I would run a screen underneath, get blockers out in front of you, and try to get run after the catch, and that's what just happened.
And get a touchdown.
Yep, and that's what just happened. So
they missed the tackle on the initial opportunity, and he was able to scamper down the sidelines.
Yep, so that was a design throw to O'Brien. The coaching staff for Roosevelt and I weren't thinking. I mean, we didn't. I don't have a text here, and we weren't talking to each other prior to that play. But that was you asked the question, and they ran it.
They should thank you for that play call, because they could have used a few of those, like 7 or 8 or more of those earlier in the game. But you know what? It's just part of the game. Let's just get the game done, go in and celebrate homecoming, and we get some valuable experience for our defense and for their offense, for that matter.
O'Brien in for the touchdown is the pass from Workmeister. Workmeister's his first touchdown pass of this game. O'Brien's first touchdown of this game. It's now 55-14 as the Rough Riders trying to build a little momentum offensively, as the Lynx have scored on every possession in this ball game but one, and they did not convert on the 4th down, right? We talked about it, how aggressive the offense is and the coaching staff is, and I love coaching staffs that are aggressive, right? Because you start kind of telling your team, we're just going to go, mid-speed, and that doesn't do anything for anybody, right? We just need to keep the pedal down and keep on going.
Well, when you don't play at full speed, that's when people get hurt.
Oh, absolutely.
That's when injuries occur. So you got to teach your players to play at the tough speed or the full game speed all the time.
Right.
Now, I can tell you this, Ken. I've never been to one of the post-game deals following the days when they start training for the next week. But you can be rest assured that Coach Christensen is going to talk to those players that are out on this field during those last 2 series with Roosevelt, the same as if it was the championship game or they're preparing for the championship game. That's where you get the teachable moments about those plays. They're going to run those plays and show them how they could have defended that a little better. And that's what makes the difference between a good team and an excellent team.
Absolutely. Hulseth with a huge return, number 18 for the Lynx, as great field position now for the Lynx, as they're going to give it to their running back, Christian, and he scored on the last series. We are under 40 seconds to go. Lynx, boy, what a team, and enjoy this team this year. It's such a rich tradition here in Brandon Valley is that we truly, I mean, a lot of times with the Lynx teams, we start out kind of slow, right? But we have a pretty good record, but we kind of start out slow, right? This year feels a little bit different. And we're starting out real fast, right? And Christian with the carry there. We're starting out really fast. And I like what I see from this team, right? And it all starts up front. Offensive line, defensive line win ball games. Line of scrimmage wins ball games. And this team is truly the best, if I would say arguably the best up front on both sides of the ball, and that's why they're winning ball games the way they are winning ball games. Lynx win 55-14 on homecoming 2025 here in Brandon, South Dakota. Your Lynx move to 4-0. They are on top of the AAA in the Metro in South Dakota, as Lincoln was victorious 57-36 over Jefferson. The two unbeaten teams now are the Patriots and your Lynx. Enjoy this one, folks. It was a great ball game. Go ahead, Bob.
And those two teams will meet right back here on Lynx TV in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So
on October, I think the 2nd is that Friday night.
We'll see if both teams are undefeated walking into that ball game. That's going to be a joy, but you got to play one game at a time, and you got to just as a coach, right? Every week you need to go 1-0. Right? You can't look at you do at the beginning. You look at the big picture, right? But you got to go 1-0. So next week they need to go 1-0. This week they went 1-0, right? You got to truly reset it and start over again and go 1-0. Lynx have a great team, great coaching staff, great players, great community. Enjoy homecoming. It's homecoming 2025 here in Brandon. It's been a pleasure this evening. Bob, your final thoughts.
Well, you're talking about the 1-0. Their next opportunity to go 1-0 is next Friday night against Rapid City Central. And Roosevelt gets to travel to Brookings, but they came out very focused, very matter-of-fact, very businesslike, and they just took care of business. Now let's get on to some celebration with the homecoming, and we'll see everybody here in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, we will be live again. Tune in to volleyball. I know Kyle, I know Bob has called some games now for volleyball. Tune in as the soccer team also takes the field on this field and on the turf here. But for this evening, homecoming 2025 here in Brandon, your Lynx win big, 55-14. They move to 4-0. Have a great night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
All right, we're going to bring, we were just handed a sheet of paper, and it's super important for the pediatric cancer tradition of giving here in Brandon. And I'm going to let Bob read this to you.
It is our tradition at Brandon Valley High School to share our good fortune with others during homecoming week. This week, Brandon Valley High School Tradition of Giving has chosen This Is the Way Foundation as our recipient. The foundation honors Brandon Valley's own Spencer Thorsland with the donations funding medical scholarships and inspiring action to defeat cancer.
Thank you all. The reason that this community is so special is because they never let anybody suffer, and that's true. It is so true in this community, and I'm sure it breathes that same air in other communities, but I know it does here because I live here, and it's special. Everyone have a great weekend. For Bob Arnold, I'm Ken McEwen. Good night.
The Eventually Scholarship is a program honoring the life and legacy of Spencer Thorsland. by financially supporting our next generation of medical professionals. Because every 2 minutes a child is diagnosed with cancer, that's 400,000 kids around the world every year. Before they're 20, 1 in 260 children in the U.S. will have cancer. The average age of a child diagnosed with cancer is 6. All childhood cancers are not the same. They don't have childhood cancer. They have leukemia or neuroblastoma or one of more than a dozen types or hundreds of subtypes of childhood cancer. 1 in 5 children diagnosed with cancer in the U.S. will not survive. Childhood cancer is the leading cause of death by disease for children in the United States. Our kids deserve a fighting chance, and we believe the next generation of medical professionals will bring new insight to help the fight.
This is everything I've ever dreamed. Okay, wait.
Eventually, there will be a cure. Eventually, all will be healed. Eventually, there'll be a world without cancer. Together, we can make a difference.